distinguished delegates, ladies, gentlemen. In fact, my name is Khine Khine Nwe, and okay, thank you. And I'm very honored to be invited here because the whole morning I have a strong feeling that a strong force is towards me with all these enthusiasms about business and about nationalities and all these. So I'm very honored to be here. And I also thank to my previous speakers who talked so much good things about Myanmar so that it is easy for me to add on. So this is a brief strategic location about Myanmar, and because given that I have only 10 minutes to talk, I'm going to run through my presentation, but I'll leave the presentation here so that everyone can have access to my presentation. So, Myanmar has a very strategic location. We have neighbors, next door neighbors, 2 Asian tigers, Bharat, India, and China, and then Thailand, Laos, Bangladesh, total population of 2.8 billion. And we are a member of ASEAN, 600 million population. So there's a huge potential. If you do business in Myanmar, if you invest in Myanmar, huge market is just around the corner, surrounding us. And this is the GDP contribution of Myanmar in the agri sector is 2011 is 43, manufacturing 20, services 36. That is 2011 estimate. But 20 years back, our manufacturing sector is only 12%, and agri is like 46, service is 30 something. So there's not much change in the 2 sectors, agri and service. But after 20 years, manufacturing grows double. And today, 2013, the manufacturing sector GDP is 26%, and we have a plan by 2015 to grow up to 32%. And the labor force is, we have 16 million population, 60% of the population is within the working age range, so labor force is huge. And but out of that 60%, only 65% are employed at this moment. So that is also good for the investors also, available employment. And this is just a brief of the economic corridors, because this morning I have heard that the Excellency Ambassador of Bharat to Thailand talk about the trilateral highway. And if these economic corridors, one is there's a railroad project to connect the east-west corridor and southern corridor. And this east-west corridor will connect to the western corridor also. And if all these connected, then this will go straight to Thai, Myanmar, and India. So we are very much looking forward to all these, the corridors to be completed. And this morning I learned that by 2016, the trilateral highway will be completed. So that also is a huge potential for the investors. So what's new in Myanmar, and what's news about Myanmar? We have new government in place already. We have new political landscape. I'm not going to explain detail. You can read from the PowerPoint. And we have new economic landscape and new development strategy, ideology. That is, at this moment, our poverty level is 26%, and we have a target by 2015. We want to reduce down to 16%. And we want to ensure job opportunities for the people of Myanmar and health and social security benefits for the people. That's why we are inviting a lot of foreign investors to come and invest in the country. That's why the investment law also making very attractive for the investors. And this is our new national economy policy. This is in our policy, there's 4 points. The first point is for the sustainable development of agricultural sector towards industrialization. Our aim is to develop into the industrialized country. And the equitable and proportionate development all over the country, among the regions of the states, and this should be inclusive of the entire people. And the goals here, the GDP growth we want to achieve average 7.7, and the industrial share, like I said, the GDP 26% now to 32%. So if in 2011, industrial share is 20%. By 2013, 26%. So we think by 2015, 32% is very possible, but we need a lot of assistance from the outside investors like you. And a lot of reforms in the country with the laws also, with the regulations also. So we have financial and banking system, a lot of laws coming out. And very recently, the central bank law was approved by the parliament in July 13. So before we had that problem about the unification of the exchange rate, but now that's also in place. And at this moment, we are applying the managing floating rate, but in the future, the exchange rate will be according to the market. And the foreign investment law approved in November 2012, and we have rules and regulations passed on the 1st January 2013. And in the law, we have the list of prohibited economic activities, we have the restricted activities, and we have a very clear mention about what kind of business you can do 100% investment, or what the joint venture with the Myanmar companies, or what you have to join with the government, or some prohibit one cannot do. But with if the project, the country thinks the project is really necessary for the country and for the people, then that is exceptional. You can apply for it. And these are the aims for the new investment law. The Special Economic Zone law, approved in 2011 February, but is now being revised to be one of the most investor-friendly laws in the region, so that the investors would like to come in. And the taxation law revised very recently from 1st April 2012, so the reduction of the tax rates are in place now to induce a foreign and local investment. So the corporate tax reduced from 30% to 25%, and in the future there's a potential to reduce furthermore. And intellectual property law is in the 11th draft stage now. Recently, WTO extended for the LDCs to 2012, but the Ministry of Science and Technology is a focal ministry for that, and the ministry is trying very hard to the law to be coming out expected in 2013 or early 2014 by the latest. So that is, I think for the investors, it's a guarantee that the IP law should be instated. And the Myanmar, in April 2013, we have submitted instrument of accession to the Convention on the Recognition and Enforcement of Foreign Arbitral Award in New York. So for the investors, I think you will be very much secure, even though we have that arbitration clause mentioned in the foreign investment law. People are a bit concerned about the rules and the enforcement of the rules of law in the country, but it is improving now. So with this New York Convention, you can be very assured for your investment. And these are the changes in the trade and investment environment. All these commercial tax are now down to 5%, but it different on the items. And we have, except the 18 special commodities, it is 5%. And the income tax also, before we pay the export tax, but now zero. We don't need to pay the export tax, so that also very relaxed. And one very important thing is Myanmar Investment Commission reorganized. Before, the Investment Commission consisted only from the government ministerial level. But now, recently, 2012 September, it was reorganized again, and 11 members, 5 from the government ministers, 5 from the private sector, and 1 is the Union Attorney General. So, okay. So these are the 10 top exports and imports, so you can study from that. I heard this morning that our speaker said about what is potential in Myanmar, like manufacturing and agriculture. When you study that export and import data, it is there. So the potential and top 3 trade partners, and this is the investment permitted enterprises, the latest by 30th June, so you can study from that. And these are the investments by country, and India ranks number 10. And this is a comparison of the investment from September 2012, the new MIC established, and then up to now, you will see a lot of improvement in the manufacturing sector. And these are the SEZs. When it is completed, it will become more one of the best places for the investment. These are the industrial zones in Myanmar. We have 18, and the new 7 is coming up. And these are sectors that you can invest in: agriculture, mineral, industry, garment, power, energy, oil, gas, forestry, fishery, and tourism. And you can study all these jobs where you can invest here, and the market potential, like I said, 2.8 billion population around our neighboring countries, and 600 ASEAN. So the strength is here, the weakness here, the threat is here, and I would like to conclude with the opportunities that we will become a regional hub when all these special economic zones and deep sea ports projects are completed. And now, very recently, the European Union reinstated back our GSP, and we enjoyed trade privilege from European Union as EBA, so 0% tax if we export to European countries. And we have GSP from Japan, 0%, from Korea, 0%, and now we are in talking terms with Canada and Turkey and United States. We recently, in June, we already provided the public hearing for the reinstatement of GSP. And the European Union economic sanctions are already lifted up. And then United States, year by year, they suspended, but I think in the very near future, with all these positive reforms in the country, that one also will be lifted. Very serious talks now. So, to conclude my presentation, we are on the right track, politically, economically, socially, and on the runway now, about to take off. So, a lot of opportunities also. So, from blossoms to blooms, we'll work together. We want to work together. Thank you.